Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at ChicnScratch. This is the project we're making today. Isn't it cute? Okay, so it's a Magic Reindeer Food project. Okay, so let me give you the supplies. We are using real red cardstock, and it measures 7.5 by 5. Then I'm using some real red scraps for the scallop circle. We have Trim in the Town Designer Series paper. So we have 4 pieces. 3 of them measure 3 by 1.5, and then 1 to cover up our scallop circle. I've gone ahead and cut those out. We're using the layering circles, scallops. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp our image. We're also using the stitch shape dies, okay? We're using the Warm and Toasty stamp set. He's so cute, isn't he? I'm using the Memento ink. So I'm just going to open this up. Okay, so let's do some coloring. We are using dark real red. We're using the crumb cake combo, and then the bronze marker. We're using the bronze for his antlers, and you can see it, right? I'm at a loss for words this morning. Okay. Now I'm using the dark crumb cake. Now the light crumb cake. Now I'm taking the bronze again, and I'm going over it a second time for a darker color. You could also use the soft suede if you prefer. I feel like the bronze has a little bit more red to it, which kind of, I don't know, coordinates with the real red. Okay, now our final color is the real red. So we're going to color this bow. Okay, so now we're ready to cut him out. So I'm going to slide everything over. Here's our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to place him on there. Oops. And then cut him out. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and I'm going to add a couple rhinestones to the antlers up here. Okay, so let's take our real red cardstock, and I wanted to remind you that this is using box template 37B. I'm going to place it on the portrait side first, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4. And then I'm going to turn it on the landscape side, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. Let's fold on our score lines and then burnish with the bone folder. Okay, so we're going to take this 1/2 inch section here and remove that, and then trim and trim. Okay, now we're going to cut up to the score line on each of these. Okay, so now we're going to put our adhesive on this and then fold it over. That's going to make this the front of our box, okay? Or this one, either way, okay? So you just want to trim the sides, the side panels on the bottom, okay? So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to trim this one, and this one, this, and then I'm going to put my adhesive on here on the side right there. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. This stuff actually does work really fantastic. Once you learn how to use it, it's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on the front bottom. I swear, I say that the best way to use this stuff is not to think about it. Just automatically do it. It's like when we think about it, it's like we mess up. Okay, so here's our box. Now let's do the base of it. So I'm going to take this Designer Series paper and just add it right on top. This time I'm going to be using my liquid glue. So I'm just going to place it on the back. Okay, now we're going to put adhesive on the bottom here. And add this in the middle. Slide it to where it's centered. That looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to press and hold for just a second. While I'm holding that, I will remind you I have a free PDF on my website that has the Magic Reindeer Food poem. All you have to do is print it on cardstock or paper, and then you just trim it out or cut it. We're going to use this one in just a minute, okay? So let's go ahead and add the Designer Series paper panels. Again, I'm using liquid glue. I think I can do 2 at once. Let's see, I was about to put it on the back. can put it on all 4 sides if you want. Another option that I was thinking about last night is you could put handles on this and you could actually hang it from your Christmas tree. That might be cute. And now this side. Okay, so there's that part. Okay, so now let's cut our label. I'm using our Stampin' trimmer, and I want to line up those the lines with the track on my cutter. Okay, if you're using printer paper, this paper is really thin, so you could actually rip it instead of cutting it. So just be careful. There we go. Now this one, line it up. And this one. You can also cut these with your scissors if you want. Since the lines are there, I missed the lines a little bit. That's okay. Turn it over, add a little bit of adhesive on the back, and put it on the back. This is a different size than what I've had in years past. I did have to change up the measurements. Okay, so now for the oatmeal and cookie sprinkles. We're gonna take these 3x9 cellophane bags, and I am using some old oatmeal from a previous Reindeer Food. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, right? I should have kept that to myself. Anyway, I'm dumping that into my new bag because these bags are no longer available. Now this is a very big bag, but they're super affordable. But you can use any bag you want. So I want the top to come up to about right there. So I'm trimming off, let's measure this. I'm trimming off 2.5 inches approximately, because I'm not measuring it, I'm just whacking, okay? I know that looks like an awful big bag for such a small amount, but hey, it's Reindeer Food. So it's gonna go in there like that, okay? And then I'm gonna take this sheer ribbon, make sure I'm tying it on the right side, and I'm just gonna make a bow. This ribbon's really easy to tie. I don't know what I'm saying. I love all of our ribbon. Y'all know that. Fluff up the top. Make our bow pretty. Trim the ends. We might clean it a little bit more in just a minute. Okay, so that's the back. This is the front. Now this thing will also hold candy or, you know, any kind of little small gift. It measures 3 inches by 1 3/4. So now all we have to do is take some dimensionals and add him to the front of our box. While I'm doing that, don't forget that my current host code is over on my website. It's on the right sidebar, also in the body of the email or the blog post. It's also in an email if you subscribe to my blog. And there's a free PDF with the measurements and a picture along with the Magic Reindeer Food coin. So there's there's actually 3 PDFs. Box Template 37B, the inspiration sheet, and then the Magic Reindeer Food poem. Okay? So there you have it. Pretty cute, right? If you need anything, let me know. Thanks a lot.